Welcome back to the Engagement Engine, powered by Locational. Today we're going to tackle what feels like a $30 billion paradox in the pharma industry. We've got reports and data here that all point to this really strange reality. Pharma is spending a fortune trying to talk to doctors, but, doctors feel like no one's listening when they actually need an answer.
It's a huge disconnect, a massive one.
Right.
And that's why we're really diving into this concept of the inbound layer. We're basically asking why this giant engagement engine is misfiring so badly.
And how shifting from, pushing information out to pulling questions in could fix it.
Exactly. And maybe save billions in lost opportunity along the way.
Okay, so let's start with that price tag. The data says the industry is dropping over $30 billion a year on outbound engagement.
30 billion.
That's sales reps, MSL emails, all those Doximity ads. I mean, it's a staggering amount of noise.
It is, and the ROI is just plummeting. The real problem, the core of it, is that the model is almost entirely push-based.
So you're just broadcasting a message, hey, prescribe our drug, and kind of hoping it lands somewhere.
You're hoping. But the stats show that HCPs, healthcare professionals, they ignore about 80% of that.
Which makes sense, right. If I'm a doctor with a packed waiting room, I don't have time for a sales pitch at 2 in the afternoon.
Of course not. But here's the tension that the research shows. It's not that doctors don't want information.
No, they have tons of questions.
Exactly. This is the pull reality. The questions are triggered by a real patient in real time. Maybe it's 11 p.m. when they're finally catching up on charts.
Right. That's the moment of highest intent. But you can't exactly call an MSL, a medical science liaison, at midnight.
You can't. So where does that high-intent question go? If you need a dosing protocol right now, you're not waiting for a call back tomorrow.
You're going to Google. Or, more and more, you're just asking ChatGPT.
And that should be terrifying for brand leaders. That search bar is a complete dead end for pharma. The doctor gets an unvetted answer, which is risky, and the pharma company never even knew a question was asked. That's what we call an invisible demand signal.
The demand is there. It's just leaking out into consumer AI. Okay, so you mentioned MSLs, the real experts. Shouldn't they be catching these complex questions?
They should be. But the current system is failing them too. The data we looked at shows MSLs spend only about 30, maybe 40% of their time on actual scientific engagement.
Wow, that seems incredibly low. What are they doing with the other 60% of their time?
Admin, travel, and GEM. This is the crucial part. Answering really basic, repetitive questions. They are drowning in friction.
So they're stuck in the weeds with FAQ-style stuff.
Yes, and if they spend all day on that, they aren't free for the complex clinical conversations that actually matter.
Okay, so we have a push model that's being ignored, a pull demand that's disappearing into ChatGPT, and experts who are stuck doing basic support.
A perfect storm of inefficiency.
So this is where that inbound layer concept comes into play. The materials we have highlight a platform, Relay, as a kind of case study. How does that work?
So think of Relay less as a new tool and more like a smart filter that sits on top of everything else. It's voice first. A doctor just opens the app and asks this question, like, what's the dosing for drug X in a patient with renal impairment?
Okay, so far that sounds a bit like a specialized Siri.
It starts that way. The AI gives an instant compliant answer that's pulled from vetted medical sources, so it's safe. But here's the magic. After the answer, the doctor gets what's called a choice point.
A choice point?
Yeah, they can just be done. Or, and this is the key, they can tap connect to human.
Ah, I see. So it's a triage system. It filters the simple questions from the complex ones.
Precisely. If it's a quick fact check, the AI handles it. The MSL is never bothered. But if that doctor raises their hand and says, I want to talk to an expert about this patient, that request gets routed instantly to the right MSL.
So it turns a cold call into a qualified, warm lead. The doctor is coming to you.
Correct. And that is the fundamental shift. Platforms like Doximity sell attention. They sell impressions.
Right. And firms like IQVIA try to predict who might be interested.
You're guessing. The inbound layer doesn't guess. It captures actual real-time intent. It finds the person who is ready to talk right now.
It stops the guessing game.
It's the difference between shouting at a crowd and having someone tap you on the shoulder to ask a question.
That's a perfect way to put it. We're about out of time, but that really crystallizes the whole thing, moving from chasing attention to capturing intent. So here's a final thought to leave you with. If your entire strategy is based on predicting who might care about your science, how many hand raisers are you letting disappear into ChatGPT just because you weren't there to answer?
That really is the billion-dollar question, isn't it?
Thanks for diving in with us on the Engagement Engine. We'll catch you next time.